Hi, everyone. Happy Sunday. Welcome to the Pep Talk. I am Jenny Hensley, co-owner and effectiveness coach with Dynamics. Our goal is to help you reclaim your time so you can reclaim your life and love your work. Um, Last week we talked about micro-learning. Give me a thumbs up if you were able to try any micro-learning. Maybe you looked up some videos and put together a collection. Maybe you tried Duolingo. There's one. I know you guys are. I shared that I'm using Duolingo in 20 minutes a day to learn French. So, bonjour. Um, so I just wanted to see if you haven't done that, check out the video from last week. You can find it on our Facebook page for Dynamics or on our YouTube channel, the Instructional Leadership channel. So today I want to spend some time because I know several of you are back at school, back into the work days and the work weeks, and I know that it seems like summer went like that, and we're back at it. So there's one thing that the beginning of the year means: it's meetings, meetings, meetings. So I thought we'd focus on meetings today, and specifically all these meetings that you're having. You're having team meetings, you're having back to school meetings, grade level meetings, just you name it, all kinds of meetings. So when you think about your meetings, what are the things that drive you crazy? What are the things that you would love to change? And please put those in the comments because we can help you deal with those individually. But I'm going to share some examples today. Today I'm going to give you 3 ways to start your team meetings off on a good foot and to start improving them and making them more effective. So first of all, let me get this up. Not that one. First of all, I think the most important thing is to figure out what is your biggest issue. Choose one. Now, you're going to see this. Even when we were talking about the summer of self-care and developing new habits, no matter what I'm talking to you about, I'm going to ask you to choose one thing to focus on that you can change and see improvement and get momentum, and then you can choose another thing to change. So it's no different here when we're talking about meetings. Identify your biggest issue. Some of the ones that we hear all the time are you have somebody who dominates the conversation, takes over, everybody else gives up, and you don't have true collaboration because everybody's just frustrated. That may go hand in hand with not being able to get the work done. You have agendas and you never seem to get through them and never seem to accomplish it. Things tend to come on the agenda over and over again, and so you're just not sure what's going on and how to do it. Big one, huge one for everyone because everybody's concerned about time. Meetings that go long, so go overtime, and that you just can't accomplish what you're supposed to accomplish within the time you have. So give me a thumbs up if you have experienced any of those meeting troubles. And again, share the ones that are your meeting troubles in the contents. So I'm in the comments. So first of all, what is your most important issue? What is the thing that drives everyone crazy? Identify that first. The second thing is to plan. You need to make a plan. So once you've identified the problem, come up with a way to address that in your meetings. And we're going to talk through a couple of these issues through each of the 3 steps. So I'm going to share some in a second. But as you think about it, you should plan. Especially as you're beginning to just make your meetings more effective, you should spend more time planning than the time planned for the actual meeting. So you're coming up with, what are my 3 to 5 top agenda items? What processes am I going to use? How am I going to interact with the group? If we're going to be in decision making, how do we first dialogue and make sure we're clear on what's going on? So that's the second thing, is to come up with a plan. Have tons of other videos on this. The 3 meeting mistakes is one of the videos that's most watched. Also talking about agendas specifically and how to do them. You can look back on those, and I'll also be dealing with those specifics here in a couple weeks. So the last one is the number one question we get after we've done a training. We hear from people, how do I get my team on board? Like, we should make everybody do this training. And we never say that because we don't want people forced into doing effectiveness training or forced into collaboration training, because that kind of goes against collaboration. So how do you get your team on board? What difference can I make? What if I'm not the leader? And I'd say you just need to figure out how to get your team on board. First of all, I'd be very open and honest. I always suggest to people that they just say things like, hey guys, I know that last year or in the past our meetings have gone so over time and we don't seem to accomplish anything. I have some ideas, or I want to try something, or are you willing to try something that's going to make our meetings shorter? I don't think anybody has ever said they don't want meetings to be shorter. So talk to your team, get them on board. Also, if you are not in an explicit leadership role, which I know happens to teachers all the time, if you're not the identified leader of your team, you could talk about having a facilitator and volunteer to do it the first few times and then say we can rotate the role, or you guys can decide as a group who's going to facilitate, but you need to have somebody who's going to keep the meetings going. So those are the three things. I want to just walk through with you a couple of the top issues that we hear. The one is that it lasts too long and we never accomplish anything. So that's our biggest issue. We identified it. The meetings last too long. We go over time. How would I plan for that? I would make sure that my agenda only has 3 to 5 items on it. And if you're only meeting for an hour, I would lean towards 3, if 3. Be really clear in your planning about a specific thing that you need from the group. What kind of input do you need? What kind of decision needs to be made? And then come up with a specific way to gather that input. You're going to do a turn and talk with the group, and then a share out around the group to gather Post-its, or several of the processes that we've shared in the past on our channel and on our videos. Then you talk to the team and you say, you guys, our meetings just go on and on and on and on. I was thinking about doing a specific process and having a shorter agenda and doing specific processes for each agenda item. Are you guys up for trying to see if we can make our meetings better? And then I think the key thing with that is to come back and check in with the group at the end of the meeting. How did it go? Spend 5-10 minutes at the end of the meeting and reflect with them and find out, was it better? Did you seem to stay on task? Was it better when you did this type of planning? Another one is dominators. So many groups have somebody in the group who's used to getting all of the time in the meeting. They have an opinion on everything. They don't like to follow process, and they just talk and talk and talk and talk. And the next thing you know, the entire hour or 2 hours is over. The meeting is over. Nobody got a chance to share. All you know is what that person thought. So my suggestion there is, when you're planning, that's your one thing, is how to get rid of dominators. When you're planning, you think about having really tight processes. So when I say that, that means you start adding in timers. So if you have a small group, maybe you're going to go around and give everybody a minute to talk, and you actually have a timer that goes off. So that in these set processes, everybody knows that they're going to get an opportunity to share, and they know that everybody else is going to share, so they know there's a shorter amount of time. So that is my key example when dealing with a dominator, is your planning even needs to be better, because you need to have specific roles for everyone in the room, processes that you go through to make the decisions and to go around the room. So I think the timer idea may seem weird at the beginning, but everybody is going to thank you in the end, because maybe that person definitely that person who is used to just talking and talking and talking, will have a timer, and after that minute, you move on to the next person. Often, though, the dominator does not like the timer, as you might think. They'll say, wow, I really don't like these meetings now, because it just seems like we can't share and we can't talk, when truly everybody else is having an opportunity. So you kind of have to balance it. So those are 2 examples of how to take your team meetings to the next level. The thing that I want to say to you is, as we always do with anytime we're trying to do a new habit or improve anything, focus on one thing. Focus on the thing that's going to make the most difference. Focus on the thing that you can make an impact right away and get the team behind you so that, and to see that things are going well and think that it's working out and that those are the things that you want to try. So please share. I would love to hear what you're doing. Again, in the comments, if you'll share what your biggest struggles in your meetings are, and we can help you avoid those, and I'll do specific videos on those in the future. And like and share us. That really helps us. And definitely share it with people who are in meetings with you and plan meetings with you, because hopefully then you could just share the video and then they'll say, oh, let's try that. So that would be great. So I would say, please try one thing, and I cannot wait to hear how it goes. Have an awesome week this week. And I always ask you, please, please, if you have today off, please do not work all day. Please enjoy your Sunday and have fun with family and friends. Have a great day, guys.